yogis, welcome. I am going to do with you today a really simple but enjoyable Vinyasa yoga practice. So it will be a really simple flow today because I'm just really wanting to highlight the different sections of the Vinyasa Maha wave. So let's come to sit on our mats. So you can just take a nice easy Sukhasana position with the legs. And you can just bring your hands here just onto your knees and close your eyes down. And with your eyes closed down, just take a moment to watch your natural breath. So just an awareness of what our breath is doing in this moment. And it can be really challenging not to interfere. But just allow yourself to notice the pace, the depth, maybe where you're feeling the breath in your body. And then just taking a moment to set an intention for this practice, an intention that is authentic and real for you. What qualities do you want to embody as you move through this asana practice for the next sort of 15 or so minutes? And then take a moment to open the eyes. And as you open the eyes, we'll take our arms and sweep them out to the sides and inhale and bring them up over the head. And then exhale and take them down into our heart here. Do another one like that. Inhale. Good. And then exhale. And on this next one, take another breath here. Inhale. Sweep the arms to the sky. Touch the palms here together. And then release down the left hand to the mat and let the right hand float overhead and come into a nice side bend here. Good, and then inhale and come back to center. Exhale, take it to the other side. Good, and then inhale again. Palms come together at the top of the head. This time as you exhale, take one hand behind and one to the knee as you rotate the spine into a twist. Good, and then from here, allow yourself to float the arms again, inhale. And then as you exhale, take the hands onto the knees. And as the hands find the knees, let the spine round back. Good, and move with this. On the next in-breath, take the heart forward. And then exhale again and just sort of come into the natural rhythm of the breath in this cat-cow movement. Inhaling, letting the chest move forward, and then exhaling, drawing the belly in and the chin into the chest and just really round through the spine. Good, and on this inhale, come all the way up, lengthen into the spine, and then exhale and send the hands forward into a nice forward fold. Gazes to the floor here, lengthen through the arms. Maybe feeling that around the hips, and that's okay. And then slowly just sliding the hands back towards you here. We'll release the legs, uncross the legs and recross them the other way here. And as you do, and reach the arms up, inhale. Good, and then exhale. Just one of these down into the heart. Inhale again, this time moving into our side stretch. Touch the palms together. Exhale down. This time, right hand down, left hand arm reaches over. Good, inhale, center. Gaze can go up to the hands and then exhale down. Good, inhale, back to center. And then as you exhale this time, taking one hand to the knee and one to the the hips at the back of the body and turn into the twist here. Good, and then inhale to center again, float the arms, take them all the way up, and this time as you exhale, come on down, cat-cow again, hands to the knees, round the spine. Inhale, scoop the heart forward, exhale. And again, inhale, and exhale. And this time on the inhale, lifting and lengthening into the spine. Exhale and slide the hands forward and come into this nice, easy forward fold here again. Good, and then as you draw the hands back towards you, we're going to come to stand here. So a couple of ways you might want to sweep your legs to the side, or if it feels good to do so, maybe roll over onto the knees here and tuck the toes and bring yourself to stand at the top of the mat. And let's lengthen all the way up into Tadasana here. So take your feet hip distance apart. We'll sweep the arms, inhale as we come into our first sun salute here. Exhale and forward fold to the earth. Good, inhale and lengthen. And exhale and fold back to the earth. Plant the hands down here. Send the right leg back and let's drop the knee down here for this salute. Release the toes. Inhale up. Good, and then exhale back, flowing easily with the breath here. Plant the hands and let's step to plank. Inhale. Exhale, belly to the earth. Look, little baby cobra here. Inhale and lift through the chest. Good, exhale down. Good, let's do one more of those. Inhale and lift the heart. Exhale. Let's tuck our toes and come to plank and then exhale the breath as you lengthen the hips up, downward facing dog here. And let's just take 2 breaths here. Inhale through the nose and exhale. One more like that. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, let's reach that right leg to the sky and then exhale and step it through to the hands here. Again, drop the back knee down here, release those toes and inhale and sweep the arms up. Good, and then exhale back to the earth here and tucking that back toe, recoil and come all the way to the top of the mat. Half lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, deep forward fold, gaze to the back of the wall behind you. Good, and with those knees soft, allow the arms to sweep wide as you come to stand. Inhale up. Good, and then exhale into the heart. Good, just a moment in Tadasana here. Again, just notice what you notice about the breath. Allow your intention to come back to the forefront here. What qualities am I hoping to embody as we move now into another sun salute, but with a couple of standing poses intertwined? Let's take an inhale. Good, and then exhale. Inhale and lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold back to the earth as you send the left leg back this time. So stay here with the knee lifted in the back body. Plant the left hand down. Inhale up the right arm for a nice lunge with a twist. Good, and then float that hand back to the earth here. Let the knee drop down. Low lunge again. Inhale up. Good, exhale and flow those arms back to the earth here. Tuck that back toe and as you inhale, lift the knee. And then on the exhale, straighten into the front leg and come to pyramid pose here. So my hips are squared to the front of the mat for these 3 poses. Letting the back hip move forward just a little. Good, and then from here, soften into the front knee. We'll bring our hands back to the earth. And send the leg back, front leg back into plank. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's come to downward facing dog here. Just 2 full breaths again. Good, inhale. Exhale. One more like that. Good, exhale, release the breath out, and on this next inhale, the third one, we'll take the left leg to the sky and inhale. Exhale and step it through to the hands here. Good, we'll stay nice and low here. Keep the knee lifted, but plant this time the right hand and inhale up. Good, and float the hand down and drop the back knee again here. Release the toes, inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Take that breath to breathe the back knee up. Inhale. And then exhale and come to this pyramid stretch where we straighten into the knee and send the front hip back, keeping our hips squared here for these 3 poses. Good. And then soften into the knee here. Let's stay down nice and low. We'll plant the hands here and step back into plank again. Good. Let's exhale our belly to the earth. So for our back bend today, taking Salabhasana here, or locust pose, let's sweep the arms behind us. So we'll take our palms towards the earth and bring your chin to the floor. And on an in-breath, let's lift through the chest and the chin. Lift into the legs and let's extend the arms behind us here. So squeeze the shoulders together, send the fingers back. Good, and then float down, exhale. Good, take a moment here. You might like to bring your hands underneath your face and maybe just take your cheek to the floor. And then from here, coming into a nice counter pose. So we'll just tuck our toes, lift up onto the knees here, and just gently sort of send the hips back a little. So not to a full child's pose, but just sort of lengthening out the spine. So maybe even tucking the chin a little and let the tail tuck under. But then let's come into downward facing dog here. So with the fingers spread wide, send the hips up. And as we come to fold into a forward fold, we're going to take a pigeon pose here. So we'll bring the big toes to touch together and inhale up the right leg. Good, and then as you exhale, let's take the right knee behind the right wrist. Lengthen out the left leg, inhale again. And as you exhale, come on down onto the forearms here and just for a moment, just hollow out the belly. And as you hollow out the belly a little, send the navel towards the spine. And maybe just kind of sort of curl yourself into a ball, a bit like a cat stretch here in pigeon. Good, and then releasing some of that, let the belly soften and maybe even coming to bring your head to your block or to your hands. And just a minute or so here in pigeon, starting to really bring our awareness inwards again. So from that outward energizing part of the class, just starting to turn in now and really focusing on our body on the mat. Eyes might be closed down here. And then start to rock and just bring yourself gently up onto your hands. And tuck the back toe and let's come back into downward facing dog. So send the leg back and take a moment to shuffle in this transition. Slowly bringing the big toes again together and inhaling up the left leg. And then stepping through to pigeon, knee behind the wrist here. and extending back, this time the back leg. Coming down onto the forearms, and again, just a moment to, before we come into the full sort of letting go of pigeon, just again activating a little through the navel and sending the navel to the spine here. Press down into the elbows of the forearms and just round into your back, tuck your chin. Really trying to stretch out the lower back here, and then releasing that and letting go and bringing your hands maybe to make a pillow or using a block as you let go fully here, and just let yourself enjoy this inward gaze, this beautiful hip opener. Just a couple more moments. Again, maybe the eyes are closed down here. Just letting yourself really start to tune into what's going on below the skin here. Knowing that even when our body is still on a physical level, we have this really beautiful sense of the aliveness underneath. So start to slowly then come on back onto the hands here, and take a moment to just sit over onto the hip and swing your legs around, and then come into lay down on your back. So if you've got a block close by, you might like to have that with you here as we take a supported bridge pose. So come on down and or we take a bridge pose, sorry, and if you want to support your hips with the block, you can. Otherwise, come on down, let your hands rest here by your side and separate the feet to about hip distance apart. And then from here, let's just press down into the feet and lift the hips and come into your bridge here. Allow yourself to, if you want to, you could bring a block under the hips, and if you really love that pose, you might even pause the video to hold that a little longer. Otherwise, without the block, just let yourself press into the feet and squeeze the glutes here, and let the sacrum and pubic bone feel like they're lengthening towards the knees. And just one more breath like this. Good, and then slowly bringing yourself back to the earth here. And just taking a moment to let your back settle onto the floor. And from here, we'll take our arms wide as we come into a nice supine twist to finish. Lovely to finish with a twist after an inversion. So you can send the feet about as wide as your mat. Take a nice breath. And on the out breath, just easily let your knees fall to one side. And then flowing back to center and easily just dropping the knees to the other side. You could support one knee, the bottom knee, with a block or a blanket if you needed to. And then simply allowing yourself to bring the knees back to center. And then when you're ready, just lengthening the legs and coming to Shavasana, maybe drawing the hands and arms a little closer in towards the body. Close the eyes down. Maybe if you've got an eye pillow here, you could use that. And feel free to spend as much time as you can in Shavasana, maybe a few minutes, all the way up to 10 minutes, whatever your body's calling for, whatever time you have. I'm going to leave you here. Thank you for joining me in this practice. Have a lovely, lovely day. Namaste.